Hello guys, welcome to today's puzzle. I'm going to be doing a puzzle and not a programming problem because of some few things. I'm actually working on the next solution. The next solution. I'm actually looking for some of a particular solution that is going to be difficult or something of that nature. Right? So let's look at today's puzzle and see if we can be able to get it correctly on the first try. All right. So, okay. All right. So the aim of this is to win a material. Okay. So when we're working on something like this, I think it should be in the middle game. Our aim is to, let's say, sacrifice some pieces and be able to win material at the end. All right. So I think if we're able to move the queen to this point, the king will be checked. But we don't really have a solid. Okay. No, we don't really have a solid follow through. I think that could even be the best move because we can't move this one here. If we move this guy to this point, there's going to be a backlash and there will be no response. So when you're making certain moves in chess, you have to make sure that whatever you're doing, you have to make sure that it's something that can actually yield you coming up on top. Okay, so we have to look at this properly. If we say want to make use of our queen and we take her here, there's a high chance that they can use the queen to cover up at this point, which we win material too. We still come up on top because we got a rook and a queen. Meanwhile, they just got a queen, right? But moving here is going to be worst possible move because your mind is to get control of this flank. And at the end of the day, you won't be guarded because even if you're going to get here, nothing to actually protect you. So we're going to attempt to fix it this way. Get the queen here, and then get this. And then I know we are out of material right now. Like we don't have the queen, but we can still come up on top by I think let's look at this critically. I guess we can still move this way. So that is still winning of material. You have more material. Let's go to the next puzzle. I think we're going to solve two this morning. So let's go to the next puzzle. So this puzzle, we are trying to win the person's knight. We're trying to win the knight. So if we go this way, the person can then come, then we can move. But I think if we look at the board, we're going to see that they have two rooks. They have two rooks and two knights. We have a rook, a knight, and a queen. So if we move this one here, we get taken. If we move her here, she gets taken, and then we take that guy there. Um, we will win the night, but if you look at from what we had previously, we can actually see that we don't really have an advantage because if we take two knights, um, if we take two knights and then we lose our queen, um, well, okay, I think it's good. I think it's good because this is not an option. If we have this, they take the queen, and then we've lost totally. Okay, if we take this, they take the queen, and we're still lost because well, we can take this, and then they take this one, and then we can take, but we can't move away from here because this guy is already here. So we have to do a few things. We have to keep this guy here. Have to keep this guy here. Take with the queen because he's still covering the path of this guy. Because if we take this guy first, they can collect here, and then or we have an opening somewhere. So what we're going to do, let's attempt to use the queen. Okay. That is not correct. So let's go back. We're not going to get an XP for that. Let us go through the other way that we're trying to get. Problem with this is that if we get here, they can actually abandon all this and check us. But what if we take first? All right, it's not correct. So let's see. We take this guy. Wow, it's not correct. Okay. Hmm. We're trying to win a rook. So we can, let's go this way. Damn it. All right, that's crazy. That's actually odd for today. Okay. I think I should be doing this live so that I can actually have more suggestions from everywhere across the board. So let's do it this way. If we take this and she's taken, that means we have removed this threat from that file. Okay, that means we can take here. Okay, so let's try that. That's crazy. Okay, that means there's only one option right now, which is to go with the queen first. If I go with the queen, can take. Okay, which is that not I didn't want to move from this point that time because I felt like you're going to come and check us here, which is going to most likely lead to a checkmate because we have this, and then we have only these two spaces to move, right? So let's go this way. Let's move. Oh, really, really crazy. Um, wow, I've never been this lost. Okay. Hmm. Now we have to think outside the box. Let's try and nah, that is a bad option. Hmm. Let's take the hint. That's a bad idea. Okay, we'll check it from there. All right. Okay. Yeah, that's actually a good idea, really. I didn't really think about that. We then take this and then take this. Then we execute. All right. So let's go to the next one. So the aim of this is to end with a checkmate. I think is one of my favorite ones because I usually see the checkmate patterns easily or quite easily. All right, so if we go with this straight up here, it gets taken by either the queen, either the king, or this guy here. So if it gets taken that way, hmm, right. How do we get about that? We can have we can have this guy here, but she will be taken by this rook. Then we take then that's a very weak move. We can actually check from here to be taken by this one. So another weak move. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, I think I got the idea. Is it? All right, so this is another puzzle. I think we have to do to we get up to two streaks or so. So this is a one. So we are trying to end with checkmate here. If we take this guy off of this point, place him here, covers this whole file and keeps this file open. Hmm. Then after that, after coming over to this spot, we can just move the knight this way. Now, if we move the knight this way, We can still come down. I think we have to move the knight. Would have to move the knight here. Nah, would move the knight to this point. I think that's a bad idea too. Hmm. I know this is the first move, right? This is the first move. But if we move him here, we're actually going to have some escape here. He's going to escape to this point. I know that he can't take this way, right? All right, yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true, yeah. And then this way. Because this knight will be here to protect, so this is a very solid, it's a very solid move. Thank you. Now let's go to the next puzzle. So this is the most important moment of the game. Find a way to check over. Checkmate again. I think I'm quite good with spotting checkmates than middle plays. I really don't know why, but it actually seems that way. Then we're actually looking for a checkmate again. How do we go about this? I think one of the favorite checkmates I like are the ones that you do double rooks. Well, I don't even have a double rook here, and that is not even the right thing to do at this point, so I don't really mind. Well, I can move the queen. Okay, we're trying to checkmate. If I take here, the king can take. Okay, the king can take that way, which means I can actually take this guy. I can take this one. I can take this one. Then move. Alright, I can't do that. I can move this way. No, can't. I can also. Um, all right. If I move this way, two things can happen. If I move this way, the king would have to move, or the knight would have to move to this point. The knight moves to this point. I can actually. Oh, I can't do that. Should we attempt it? Because if I move to this point, I actually have an opening. Like the king cannot come to this point here. He has to move here by taking this bishop, right? King has to take the bishop. So if the king takes the bishop, I can then move my queen right here. Let's do that. Right. Okay. I think I can still do that. And then that's what will happen at the end. So thank you guys for watching today. I actually didn't expect the L that we took at that point, but yeah, feels really good to actually come back and have three streaks again. So thank you very much. Like, subscribe, and share to your chess loving friends. See you in the next one.